So, my father's side of the family has a really interesting history. For starters, my father's father, was born in 1865 in Italy. And the way that he came to America is he got into a duel. So, this is all very much mythology in my family. But the way that the story goes is that my grandfather was out at the theater with the woman that he was dating at the time, and a man jumped out of the bushes at him. And because he was visibly scared in front of the woman that he loved, he had his second challenge the man's second to a duel. And so the way that the mythology goes in my family from there is that my grandfather won the duel, and he went back to his tiny little mountain town called Nusco outside of Naples. Now, this was right around the turn of the century when dueling was becoming illegal. And my grandfather got word that the Naples police were looking for him, and he came to America. Now, my grandmother's story is a little different. Her family came to America and left her back in Italy with her grandparents. And when she was 13 years old, they had another baby, so they sent for her. And my nana's grandparents put her on a ship to America with some people from the town who she hardly knew. So at the age of 13, with nothing but a seventh grade education, she boarded the ship to America virtually alone and came over to be with her family. Now, my nana was an incredibly impressive person. Even though she only had a seventh grade education, she ended up becoming a writer for a political magazine in New York. She wrote poetry. One of her poems was turned into a song. But the way that she met my grandfather is interesting. So, my nana was in love with a race car driver back in Italy, and her sister used to shuttle notes between the two of them. Now, unfortunately, this race car driver died at Monza, which is an Italian racetrack. And heartbroken as my nana was, she had to go on with her life. So she was soliciting donations for Mother Cabrini Hospital. And she was going door to door, but she was going to some of the homes of her father's colleagues. And her father was a doctor. And so she knocked on the door of one of her father's colleagues, and it turned out to be my grandfather. Now, my nana and my grandfather on my father's side, they had a 33-year age difference, but they had a really long, beautiful, beautiful marriage. They had 4 children, the baby of which was my dad.